Is there a difference? What would be the difference between overachievers and most improved players? I don't know if there is one. Tyrese Halliburton is on my list, though. He's number 10. He's not very high, because here's the thing about Tyrese Halliburton, and I'll kind of spoil this for everyone. He's not actually that improved. That's the thing. You're like, oh, well, he's having a breakout season. It's like, yeah, he is, but if you actually look at his stats, they're pretty similar to as they were last year. And the reason, and this is something to balance out the fact that the team has become a lot more successful, because I do punish some guys for having bad teams, because you think, oh, well, wow, they're having a breakout season. Their team's really good. They're being very successful. This is awesome. Very good for them, But it's only because they maybe traded away someone that was good. Now it's their turn. They're getting all these stats, but the team's really bad. Their plus minus is really bad because they're getting scored on and not scoring a lot. So I have to give it up for Tyrese Halliburton because his team is good and he's basically maintained the same stats. Let's look at some of his stats. So his three-point percentage has gone down a bit. He's basically on the same amount of three-point attempts. Why is that? I don't know. He leads the league in assists, though. He didn't last year, but he's leading the league in assists. Still about the same, though. 10 assists. 10 assists a game last year, 11 this year. Basically the same. Let's look at everything else, like blocks, who really cares? Steals, actually less. So a little more blocks, a little more steals, but that's not really his bag. Our blocks and steals. Free throw percentage down a bit. Almost all shooting percentages are down. Field goal percentage is down. So is he most improved? If you look on the Vegas odds, you can put a bet on him, and it's not a bad bet because Vegas seems to think he might win most improved player. But if you look at stats wise, no. But team wise, yeah. Pacers are way better. Pacers, I don't even think they were in the play-in last year. Do I remember who was in the play-in in the East last year? I do. Of course I do. Because it was Atlanta who beat the Miami Heat. And then Jimmy was like, we got to play better. And then they did play better. They played a lot better. And they beat the Bulls. I remember. Because the Bulls beat the Raptors. It's all up here. So, Pacers weren't even in it. So they've improved a lot, so you got to put them on there. So not actually improved. I already have my note there. So more blocks, less turnovers. That's good. So we'll give it to him. Less turnovers is always... I heard the Thinking Basketball guys talk, or it was one of them. I think it was Ben from the Thinking Basketball podcast. He was talking about his jump, the fact that he jumps before he assists, and how he doesn't lose the ball from jumping, buying himself time. Really, I like that podcast. I like those guys. Those guys are a lot of fun. If you don't know their podcast, the thing about their podcast is it's way better than this podcast, but it ain't got a background. But it's better than this, so whatever. They're smarter than me. He plays more games, whatever. He's going for that 65 games, dude. He wants it. He wants that All-NBA. I don't know if it's cooked into his contract that he gets a bonus. He gets a bonus. Don't you dare. My cat's annoying. I don't know if he gets a bonus if he makes an All-NBA team. The thing is, it's funny, like, the teams want their players to make these All-NBA teams, or they at least pretend to. But if you're a businessman, you would be like, hey, hopefully let's sit him. We don't want him to get to 65 games because then we'll have to pay him that bonus. But they don't seem to care. They seem to want their players to be successful. So... that's all I got. Higher usage. That's important. We're going to talk a lot about usage. Usage is basically how many plays end with you as a player. So a lot of plays end with Tyrese Halliburton. More than last year. So he's a bigger part of that team. He's more of a star. And yeah, so he's definitely way more improved. But if you're just looking at his stat line, no, not really. Not that improved. So that's why he's 10. Great season for Tyrese. Second time as an all-star. So keep that in mind. It's not even like he broke out and became an all-star this year like Tyrese did. Tyrese Maxey, the other Tyrese. Grayson Allen, I know. And you can see in the red text, irredeemable reputation. Yeah, I misspelled that. But he has a high plus-minus on a mid-team. He's a positive plus-minus on a mid-team. Plus 2.8, It's kind of like, oh, dang, man, you got Bradley Beal on a giant contract and Grayson Allen on a really cheap contract, and he's the third best player on the team. Even though his usage isn't crazy, his usage is up, but, ooh, man. Cheap players. There are a lot of cheap players out there that can benefit a lot of teams, and there are a lot of expensive players. If you're an owner, if you're watching this and you own an NBA team, keep in mind, or GM, keep in mind there's a lot of good deals out there. I have a feeling that owners actually like stars. They care more about selling jerseys and sort of marquees a little bit more than actually winning basketball games. I don't know if that's true, but I think there is something to that, where if you can get a fan base excited about a player, it's kind of more important than what your record ends up being. To a degree, I don't think it's exactly that. This isn't a strongly held opinion, but there's definitely something there where if you can get stars in the building, it's maybe more lucrative for your franchise. I don't know. But he's almost... Okay, anyway, that was tangential. But Grayson Allen is... he's almost in the 50-40-90 club. Look at his percentages. 50% field goal, he's in. 48% three-point percentage, leading the league in three-point percentage. Come on, man. I know, people do not like Grayson Allen. We all don't like him. He's not, he's, I don't want to say he's not like a bad person, but he's a person that does not accept responsibility for the things he's done, which frustrates a lot of people. That's really what it is. We like a comeback story. We like a person that says they're sorry and changes. Everyone loves it, but if you don't do that, if you don't accept responsibility and say, hey, I made a mistake, I wasn't a great person for a really long time, we'll never forgive you, but you got to give it to him. He's playing a lot better. So getting a lot of shots, really great. Three-point percentage, could be a 50-40-90 guy. He's just got to bring up that free throw percentage 1.1%. He might do it. Not that I'm necessarily rooting for his success. I'm rooting for him to change his, I don't know, what's that, his, temperament, not temperament, because he's not like an angry guy anymore, kicking players and crying. I think he has anger issues. I think that's it, man. We all have our problems, but I think it's that. I think he's got to work through that. So let's not psychoanalyze Grayson Allen, but let's commend him. He's having a really great season, so good for him. He's on my most improved player list. He might be my number one, but just Vegas odds don't really think it's going to be him. I don't know what they're actually looking at when they think about improved players. Is it just stats? Are you like the most improved? Does it matter? Because there's probably a most improved player who like didn't play at all last year. Then he started playing, getting like serious minutes. So if you think about the amount, like in terms of multiplied production, it would go to this player. But are we just saying a guy that's really good who wasn't that good last year? Like when it was Ja Morant that one year, that was funny. He just had this crazy, great season. Then it's like, oh, you're most improved. Also, you're second team All-NBA. And he gave his award to Desmond Bane. He's like, you take it. It's kind of embarrassing. Which I get, because most improved player is this odd award where it's sort of a comp assault. It's like when it's like a backhanded compliment. When someone says, ooh, they pay you a compliment. And then they like undercut it. Like, hey, have you lost weight? Oh, yeah, because you look a lot better than when I saw you last time. It's like oh, you've lost weight. Ooh, it's a nice compliment. Then it undercuts it, but like, because you were bad. Oh, you're actually like, it's someone saying, oh, you're up here. Oh, because I'm comparing you to down here. So you're actually still not that high up. I don't really like the award, but hey, you got to look at it as like, hey, good job at improving yourself in your craft. Man, we're only on number 9. Scottie Barnes. Yay, Scottie Barnes. Usage has gone up. Yeah, he's getting the ball 24% of the time. Most plays end with Scottie Barnes. He's become the star of that team. He just has. He's moving at a faster pace. He is a cursed plus-minus, though. Negative 2.4. From last year, it was 2.3. You can't give him the most improved player award. I'm sorry. If your team's not good, if your best player leaves, Pascal Siakam leaves, or gets traded, whatever, he's not there anymore, and then you get more opportunities, you get more usage, and then it's like, oh, has he improved? Let's look at his percentages. We can find out. His three-point percentage has improved a lot. He had a really bad sophomore slump. I have my note in there. So comparing him to last season isn't necessarily fair. You should just kind of compare him to his rookie season, but his shooting percentage is up, so you got to give him that. And then he gets more rebounds. Everything's better. All of his stats are better. More turnovers. Again, he has the ball more blocks, more steals. More life, more love. Free throw percentage is better. I'm a sucker for a guy that improves his free throw percentage. Shows dedication. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, playing a lot better, but definitely undercut by saying, oh, but your team's bad. Oh, your stats are better, but your team's really bad. Someone's got to score, you know? Somebody's going to get that usage, and now it's you. So are you better? Did you improve? I don't know. Against the baseline? No. Sorry, Scottie. But I like Scottie Barnes, not like this. I like these players. I'm just saying we gotta be critical. Tyrese Maxey. Dude, he was a shoo-in for most improved player until Joel went out, man. Once Joel went out, it was like, man, this team is brutal, dude. I think that they won to get to gay against the Clippers. So, yeah, that's good. But they're a brutal team. They are, you know, Tobias is not showing up for them, so I give it to Maxey for the wins that they are getting. You know, I didn't check the stat line, so I'll be really embarrassed if Tobias Harris had a really great game today. And I'm kind of saying that he's not pulling his weight. But either way, Tyrese Maxey, you still got to give it up for him. He was having a really great season with Joel. Now it's just kind of him out there doing a lot of the usage. 28%. That means 28% of every play, offensive play, that he's on the court for is ending with him. So yeah, he's tired, man. So you gotta understand, like, this is Joel was carrying that team a lot in terms of energy and point production, and you can't just rely on Tyrese Maxey, a third or fourth year player, you know. So, but he's going to make my list because he's improved a lot, even though his stats aren't incredible. So let's look at his stats. 37.2 actually dropped from last year. 43.4. Again, he wasn't starting necessarily every game. You know, it was between him and DeAnthony Melton who was going to start. He wasn't a guaranteed starter, but now he is a starter. So yeah, he has improved, but if you look at it sort of objectively, he's not the most improved player, even though all of his stats are higher, except for his percentages. So Joel Embiid is good, is the point of the slide. And so is Tyrese Maxey, but you kind of, that's the thing. If you're playing with other good players, that was the whole Jordan Poole effect. If you're playing with other great offensive players, there's only 5 defenders, and they're going to double other really great offensive players and leave you open. You're going to get way more opportunities. If you're playing with other scrubs, people are going to be on you like white on rice, and then it's going to show, can you get your own shot? And if you can't, you're going to look bad. You're going to look really bad. Jalen Johnson, I'll tell you what, this guy might be the most improved player because I didn't know of Jalen. I never even really, I'm sure I heard his name a lot, but just kind of in one ear out the other. Hawks aren't a team that people talk about a lot. So this guy's improved a ton. Look, he's getting 3 times the points that he did last year. He's getting basically 3 times the minute. No, not over. He's getting over double the minutes that he got last year. So he's getting time, especially with Trey being out. He's going to be their guy. Again, but this is like, his plus minus has gone down. Like, this is a bad team that became bad, and you have a guy that's sort of showing up and being good on a bad team. Does that mean this player improved? I'd say no. It just means he's getting significantly more opportunities. But his 3-point percentage has gone up, and you have to say, if someone's 3-point percentage has gone up, you're shooting this, I mean, especially when you lose a guy like Trae Young, who's such an incredible offensive player, you got to give it to Jalen Johnson and said, hey, way to improve your 3-point shot. So it's definitely possible that he's going to get it, and he's showing up for them. His field goal percentage is really great. 3-point percentage, you know, free throw percentage leaves a little bit to be desired, but all these shooting percentages have gone up. So I think this could be the winner this year. Again, we're only at 6 though. So Derek White. Looking at his stats, it's not, you know, field goal percentage is the exact same. 3-point percentage has gone up by 1. Free throw percentage is at 90%. That's higher than last year. All of his percentages were already good. Derek White is already a great player, but his plus minus is 9.4. Last year it was 6, both positive. And he's like leading the league in offensive rating and defensive rating as a player. So if you look at his stats, you're going to say, well, he was good last year too. But the team is incredible this year, and he has a lot to do with it. And especially with a guy like Porzingis and Drew Holiday joining the team and losing Rob Williams, as the replacements, replacing Porzingis with Rob Williams, replacing Rob Williams with Porzingis, and replacing Marcus Smart with Drew Holiday, and then having a better season with better players replacing your old players. Derek White. People don't talk about this kind of thing. I think people just kind of look at those counting stats like, dang, this guy's scoring twice as many points. What an improvement. And then they'll probably vote for him. So, yeah. And he started every game this year. He didn't start every game last year. Pretty close to every game, but, I just like Derek White. I'm just hard for Derek White. What are you going to do? Alperen Sengun. Look at his PER. I just did a screenshot of his PER. It's gone up every season. 22.0. Even though his stats aren't crazy, like the fact that I want to give it to him because his team has improved so much and he has 27% usage on a team that is doing well. They're sneaking up on the Golden State Warriors right now for that, play-in tournament spot. And I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. I like underdogs. I like young teams that like to ball and like to chill with each other and like to be friends. So Alperen Sengun is sort of stepping into the spotlight in Houston over Jalen Green, who's also great. And is he better? Is he a better dunker than Anthony Edwards? Hard to say, but they're both fun to watch. He learned how to pick and roll. A lot more screen assists for Alperen Sengun this year. He's going to be great. If he doesn't win it this year, I got a feeling next year this guy is going to be an all-star, and he might get it next year. So whatever. Give it. Most improved player is kind of a comp assault. I don't think there are that many guys that are like, man, I wish I would have got the most improved player this year. That would have been really rewarding for me to be evaluated against myself from the previous year and say that I've done better. I don't know. I think Julius Randle won one year too. Not that it's neither here nor there, but I think he appreciated it. I remember him saying, like, yeah, this is really cool. Very proud of myself, and that's good. I think it's good to be proud of yourself and look back at your accomplishments. So, higher stats in all categories. Go Alpy. I love you. Kuminga, dude, remember Kuminga at the beginning of the season? He's like, I'm not sure if I trust Steve Kerr. That was like the big quote. I don't know if it was taken out of context or not, but that was what he said. He's like, I'm not sure if I trust him, which is a funny way to say, I want him to play me more, and I'm kind of pissed, right? Like, I don't know if I trust him. Like, dude, he's benched you, and now you're upset. But they're playing well. Now, hey, it worked, dude. Good for Kuminga. You got to be assertive and be like, hey, I'm going to tell on you. I'm going to tell the media that I'm not happy. It works. Now he plays, and he's good. He's 13.3 PER last year, which is a below average player, which doesn't necessarily mean anything. A starter could potentially be a below average player and still be worth having out on the court. But he's 17 PER, 15 is average. Dude, he's on a bad team, and his PER is good. Kuminga's good. The reason the Warriors suck is not because of Kuminga. Got to start pointing the fingers at other people that aren't Kuminga, because we've just proven it on this show. He ain't bad. But yeah, and he's getting used a lot, Curry's great, but he had to miss some time. Now the usage has gone up for Kuminga, and he's doing good stuff with it. Turnover percentage is less. He's turning the ball over a lot less. More points, more shooting. Dude, let's look at his percentages. His 3-point percentage has gone down. That's not good. Free throw has gone up. Field goal, 52.7. You can't shake a stick at that. 52.7 is an exceptional field goal percentage. He's up there. He could win it. All these guys, this is like Alperen Sengun, Kuminga. I think at this point, Jalen Johnson potentially. These are the guys that can actually win. So, Kobe White. Dang, dude. Slightly better than Zach LaVine now. His stats, if you look back at Zach LaVine's stats, Kobe White's better. He's balling out, man. He earned a starting spot. He increased his points by 10. God bless him. Way more minutes, too. Way more minutes, more rebounds, better shooting percentage. Team is worse, BPM is worse. That's the thing. So box plus minus, again, this is another guy sort of like Jalen Johnson, where he came in, started playing, started getting a lot more points. But you gotta undercut. I gotta undercut Kobe White. With what? His team's bad. The team's worse. So it's like, yeah, has his stats improved? Yeah. Yay. So he improved? No, because his team's worse. So whatever he's bringing to the table, you know, is undercut by the fact that the team's success has gone down. I still like him, though, and I got a feeling he's going to win. Or this next player, Jalen Williams, who might be too good. He might be too good. Usage has gone way up, man. He's up there with Shea in terms of usage on Oklahoma City. His PER is 18.9. That's all-star level. Maybe OKC should add 2 all-stars. No, they can't. They can't. You can't be in Oklahoma City and have 2 all-stars. What is this? 2012? No. Not 2012. Yeah. But he's getting more minutes. Most improved. Okay, most improved on the best team. Best team in the West. Ooh, I think you might have to give it to him. He has a lot to do with their team's success. I'm going to give it to Jalen Williams. Call me. If they call me for my vote, I'm going to say it's Jalen Williams. And it's based on team success, not necessarily your stats, Jalen Williams. Even though your stats are great, man. 19.2 from 14.1. Your three-point percentage is 44.4. That's like better than Steph, better than Buddy Hield. I love this team. I love Oklahoma City. I'm rooting for them. I like guys that seem like friends. So, borderline all-star should have been an all-star. Jalen Williams. Okay, well, I didn't charge my camera, so it's about to die. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up the show. Leave a comment. I reply to everything. So, be good to you, mama.